Only a sap would play this deck.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and by popular demand I am playing Shroofus, Sproutsire. Shroofus is a mono-green Voltron commander, looking to put lots of +1/+1 counters, ores, and equipment onto Shroofus so he can deal combat damage and make an army of saprolings. This deck is running an awful lot of ways to get landfall, get a counter onto Shroofus. It's running some of the best high-power equipment. It's running things that buff all your creatures up, just buff up all of your saproling tokens, and some things to double up our triggers or turn everything into a saproling. Because we are both doing counters and making tokens, I'm also running some cards like Doubling Season. And since we're going wide, we need some finishers, some big buffs like Return of the Wild Speaker, which at instant speed can make all of those saprolings extra huge. Or Tender Shoot Dryad to give Shroofus and his friends +2/+2. And of course the classic, Craterhoof Behemoth. This deck is a bit of an unusual one, because Shroofus is always going to be a target for removal or for blocking. You need to do your best to make him evasive, putting in things that give him haste, give him flying, make him unblockable if your opponent has non-basic lands, or maybe a little bit of protection, though some of this protection can be kind of dangerous because it will make any auras you have fall off. Shroofus is fun though, because you get to play the only saproling creature card to have ever been printed. So let's take him into the queue and start going wide with an army of saprolings. Marwyn the Nurturer. This is mono green elves. She gets bigger when elves enter the battlefield and taps her mana based on her power. I've got no ramp on turn 1 here. There we go, fixed that problem. I've got a bit of buff and removal too through the Bridgeworks battle, and we go first, which is nice because they're probably also going to play turn 1 ramp. Kind of surprised it wasn't an elf, but you know, they'll play as much as they can. Bringing out Shroofus on turn 2-fus. They're playing Marwyn. I'm gonna pop down this Nykthos. Use it for this Bridgeworks battle. I could also do... Actually, I think I'm going to do Archdruid's Charm instead. Yeah, Archdruid's Charm. +1/+1 counter. Bop the Marwyn. And then swing in for 2. And since we hit for 2, we get 2 saprolings. Both hands had the same lands? That's wild. I did notice that Lair of the Hydra was in both. Priest of Titania taps for all elves in play, including mine. But also, I don't think should be allowed to survive. If I go for Blanchwood Armor, right now it's only giving +1/+1, because I don't actually have that many forests. And I'm going to bop this. Excellent. Swing in, and oh, okay. Marwyn was no match for the Shroofus. Watcher in the Water. This hand does not have a turn 1 piece of ramp. It's got Bill, Vitality, Vorinclex. I am going to mulligan. There we go. Turn 1 ramp. I have a fight that can potentially give some indestructible and a bit of a buff. Hello, Watcher in the Water. Watcher in the Water is one of those Lord of the Rings cards that you see a lot more at 4-player tables. When you draw cards on other people's turns, you get to make tentacles and stun things. I'm like trying to determine what I think they could have here. I'm gonna play the Sylvan Anthem. Okay, swinging in with both. Malcolm. Okay, so good news, I have trample. Bad news, they trade. Okay. Move my commander to the command zone. Make a little guy, get us a little scry. I'm actually going to put the Innkeeper's Talent to the bottom, because I would like a land. I'm going to play this as well to try to get a land so I can replay Shroofus. Audacity. A nice buff, but not what I'm looking for. I wanted a land. This is probably going to be like, you know, mono blue good stuff. Shroofus. So Shroofus does not need to be the sapling that deals the damage to get the thing. This guy can still deal the damage. But I don't think Shroofus is going to resolve, huh? Oh, they're picking which counterspell to do. Okay. Any creatures in their hand now cost one less? Fine. You two, swinging anyway. Going to try to bring out Rishkar, Pima Renegade. Just to get more damage in. It's also ramp. Mana drain! Man, oh man, it sure is. They're going to get 3 additional mana next turn, so they can play that Watcher into water. Metallic Mimic. I do have Maskwood Nexus, but I don't think it's what I want right here. Swinging. Calling it the Observer in the puddle. Please. They have protection! Aw, man. I do not have Questing Beast. Wait. I win? Shroofus wins! I think we just had enough damage because, like, even if they were able to get the Watcher out, it just comes in tapped. I guess just the Sylvan Anthem Manadoric beatdown worked. Good game? Maybe? Zareth San, the Trickster, has Flash. Comes into play at instant speed, and if he hits you, he steals and casts a permanent from your graveyard for free. I guess it doesn't cast, just puts out into play. I've got turn 1 ramp with the Llanowar Elf. That's exactly what I want. Turn 2, we can go for Shroofus. Turn 3, start buffing it with the Scythe Cat Cub or Lion Umbra, because I suspect they will have removal. I'm really hoping that Shroofus doesn't just get killed here, but if it does, it does. Zareth San decks are typically Dimir control decks, which is why I'm, like, a little worried. And I might try to, like... Yeah, I might try to survive outside of it. Didn't work. That's okay. So, unfortunately, Shroofus is dead. Long live the king. Kate. Cat buff. If I can't get Shroofus to go, the Scythe Cat Cub is going to be my backup. Scythe Cat Cub, incredibly strong new card from Jumpstart. It is kind of like Bristly Bill. First time it triggers in a turn, puts a counter. Second time it triggers, if you manage to trigger twice in a turn. And my deck actually doesn't have that many ways to do that. It doubles the counters on something. I could give it an additional +3/+3 here, but I think I want to play the Tendies. Or Shroofus. Tendershoe Dryad's going to give me another way to make saprolings. And also buff those saprolings for the potential future. Okay, never mind, they countered it. Didn't matter. Yes, you should put this in your Kodama decks. Absolutely put Scythe Cat Cub in your Kodama decks. It is a nuts card. It's a shark! Good news, I have reach. Thank you, Lion Umbra. If I put Swords of Forge and Frontier onto this, the Umbra falls off. So that's probably not what I want to be doing. Instead, I will go for Tenacious Pup to start, hoping to buff Shroofus next turn when I play him. Putting the Blanchwood armor onto Scythe Cat Cub anyway. You gonna bounce it? Please, I'm playing auras. That's totally fine with me. You can't prevent that much damage here. Ding! Oh, I should mention... There's something going on in Arena today, and I don't know if it's my client or if it's Arena doing this, but... That keeps happening. When our creatures, like, swing in to do a dunk, they hang on the rim. They just paid 10 life. Alright, I guess I'll put the buff onto Tenacious Pup. From Tenacious Pup onto the Haywire Mite. Haywire Mite, can you close out this game for me? I have a Rogue's Passage, but I need a mana to activate it. Why would the enchantment fall off? The enchantment would fall off if you give something protection from green, because it's a green enchantment. This doesn't give Shroud. It gives protection. So they've drawn a bunch of cards and killed the Haywire, also gaining life. Here comes Shroofus. Here doesn't come Shroofus. Shroofus feels like a doofus. This is the struggle of running into a deck that is, well, got removal in it. It's okay. I'm not dead yet. They can take my Haywire Mite at this moment. They can't generate green mana. They do have a Verdant Catacombs. That's not green mana. I'm surprised I didn't take the Tender Shoe Dryad. Oh no, are they just gonna mine us? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. They would. They will. Because otherwise they're dead. They want the 3 life from the Mite dying? I mean, I would too. They're giving the frog flying so they can draw a card first. So close! And yet they go up to 6 life. They're going to continue to reanimate every turn. And I'm very sad to say that I don't think I can win this. Last chance. Roaming Throne. We're gonna name Saproling. That's what it is. It's a Saproling. Hello, Haywire Mite. And a zombie. Does Mite kill this? Only if they had green mana. No! Rogue's Passage! Dang it. Yeah, they can't get rid of the Sword of Fortune Frontier with us, because they'd need green mana. Okay, this lets me turn into something. Like the Skullspore Nexus. Okay. Still giving you the sword. Do I attack in this turn? It just gets them card draw. I can turn it into Rogue's Passage, but I need 4 more mana then to activate it. Like, I am genuinely considering that. If I attack and they gain the life. So no. I just sit there. If they go to kill it, I turn it into, Skullspore Nexus. Confounding Riddle, nice counterspell. Tendies? Gosh, I wish I had chicken tendies. They should get, yeah, they did get Dryad. Okay, wait until they pay the ward. They have in fact shot the sheriff. Skullspore Nexus. Yes. A creature has died. So I get a creature. A 6/6 dinosaur. I need so much mana to do the turn this into Rogue's Passage gambit. I'm just giving it a sword again. I don't have enough yet. And 2 attackers doesn't get me enough. I also considered, like, turn it into Scythe Cat to get a counter onto the land so I could turn it into something else. Oh, wait, does that bounce? It only bounces non-tokens. Okay, that's fine. Hello, Lone Elf. You gonna minus? Really wish you wouldn't. And this only triggers for non-token. Okay. Swinging in. Maybe. Your creature's dying draws you cards. You love those. I'm not blocking. I don't want you to have even more card selection. As if you don't have removal. You're a Zareth San deck. I don't think I can win, but I'm still holding out for the frickin' bitter end. They saw it coming, now they can grab that from my graveyard. It might be game. Yeah, if they bring out Zoprindel, then they're able to swing in for what I'm pretty darn sure is lethal. But will they swing in for lethal? Honestly? I don't know. It's a control deck. They hate ending the game. Yeah. I'll go ahead and skedaddle. Because they didn't even see it. Ugin, the Ineffable. This is a colorless commander that discounts your colorless spells. It also can destroy any colored permanent, and ooh, that is a turn 0 Devourer of Destiny reveal. Hello, opponent. Devourer of Destiny is kind of cool because it's a bit like Once Upon a Time in that you can reveal it at the start of the game, look at the top cards of your deck, and choose to keep one on top. Let's go into exile. Okay, so into exile they put the Palantir, Mycosynth Lattice, and Labyrinth of Scophos. Cool. Shroofus. Nice. Ugin's Labyrinth gets them up to 3 mana this turn. Pristine Talisman, 4 or 5 mana the next turn. If we go for Hydra's Growth, next turn Patchwork Banner. And they gain 1 life off this Talisman. They threw away a Palantir. I mean, it's an amazing card to me. I don't know what they kept on top. Maybe ramp. Maybe land. I don't know what they needed most. They will be able to blast Shroofus using Ugin. But we're going to be getting a lot of damage in here. Because Tendershoot Dryad has the City's Blessing, which buffs up all the saplings, and that means that every sapling is going to be making a lot more saplings. It's board wipe or bust here! Yeah, you wish you could focus on killing Shroofus. By the way, there are some monocolored board wipes, but the best one, Other Ugin, is not in the format. Oh, they're just letting me take the swing? Thank you so much, opponent. That's very cash money of you. I'm swinging in. And it's lethal. Arabella, Abandoned Doll. Attacks in, deals damage, and gains life based on the number of small creatures you have. This hand has ramp, but it doesn't have a 3rd land. It does have some other good pieces, but I feel like it's just not quite what I want. If I had the 3rd land, it'd be a little bit better, and we are on the draw. All right, so I have the ramp, I have 3rd land, I have a way to buff Shroofus. All is good in the world. I have another piece of ramp. Okay. I will start with the Kami of Bamboo Groves here. Or actually, with Arboreal Grazer, since it's better against the Arabella deck. Going for Cavern of Souls. It doesn't really matter what I name here. I will go for Saproling for my commander. There's like 1 counter spell in white that they would be able to run. I'm more worried about the various like small pieces of removal they could have, because there's a lot of those. I'm going to tap this forest, use it for this Utopia Sprawl, play the Shroofus. Do I think Shroofus will live until the next turn? It's a big ol' maybe. Distinguished Conjurer. Oh, nice. That's a Blinky card. Oh, you're gonna make all my saplings enter tapped? Rude. Good news is I do have buffins here. Turn you into a grand old 2/2 for now. I think I'm gonna hold the Kami in hand. Maybe I want to play it in case I go Masquid Nexus next turn. Oh, they didn't block. That's kind of nice. Yeah, enjoy your life gain. Have another 1/1. If I'd used this as my land for turn, I could have put the other land in. But I was thinking, I can turn that into more lands. Metropolis Reformer gives them hexproof, and if they block with it, it will gain them life. I will take 3, block 1, Arabella doing serious damage. Shroofus grows. I think more important is going to be Henge. Patriarch's Humiliation, R.I.P. Shroofus. It's kind of what I expect. I'll just pay 2, or pay 2, get 2 mana, get 2 life. Shroofus. I'm getting oomphed with the Shroof. I think if I triple block, they'll blink this. Or use removal of some sort. Let's find out. A lot of mana to use for it. They can just replay her. Yeah, she costs all of 4 mana to replay. Bringing out the Shroofus. Finding a land. I'm gonna use the land for everybody's best friend, Masswood Nexus. Now everything's a sapperling. I'm a sapperling, you're a sapperling. They have 40 plus life. Why do we have Nexus? Because of what Shroofus does. Can I decide if I want to swing him with Shroofus himself? Yeah, I do. Go get him. Go get him, sweeties. Shroofus says whenever a sapperling deals damage. These are all sapperlings. So they're gonna gain even more life. But I'll have a lot of creatures for next turn if I can survive that long. So, like, fingers crossed. Yeah, they take as much damage as they gain back here. Just gonna play a land. No secrets here. Variant Spirit, if they can cast 2 spells in a turn, they'll get a little 1/1. They killed Shroofus! And I believe this is, like, off by 1. Okay, that's fine. Gain a life. Replay Shroofus. See what I draw? It is a land. This deck is not land heavy, by the way. I have to do something, because Arabella kills me by attacking. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a something I can do. I can make what I'm going to call a very, very, very large number of sapperlings. But then I die. But I'll have gone out doing what Shroofus does best. Making a lot of friends. Making a lot of tokens. So many tokens. So many tokens. And then we die. GG. The Gitrog monster. If a land goes into their graveyard, they draw a card. The Gitrog monster is the commander I really love to play, both in paper and in arena. It's very fun if you like landfall, if you like taking game actions, and if you like frog monsters. Which, of course, I like frog monsters. Between the Gitrog monster and the Gitrog Ravenous Ride, Thalia and the Gitrog monster, there's so many fun Gitrog cards. Behold, turn 1 ramp! And they killed my turn 1 ramp. Also gained life. Sadly cannot play my my Shroofus this turn. So I'll bring out this Innkeeper's talent. I can't use it right away, but I have it. I have it, and I will use it to put a counter onto Shroofus. Landfall gets them a treasure. They have 5 mana here if they'd like to play the Gitrog, and then they can play an additional land. Ooh, they're actually going to sacrifice a land to get 2 more untapped. And 2 more treasures. They could still play the Gitrog this turn. Blot out. No, Shroofus! Shroofus survival not guaranteed. I could either give it the ward, or I could look to bank counters. I'm gonna go for banking the counters with Ozolith. The Tumblewag grows and then grows again. If I have to use Tumblewagtron for this, I will. Gitrog monster allows them to play an additional land this turn. Ooh, Aftermath Analyst. That will self-mill them so they can draw a card if they mill the land, and they did. There's currently 3 lands in their graveyard, which they can bring back by sacrificing this, and they just don't have lands in hand. Okay. Wish I could play Shroofus here. I could play Roaming Throne, trying to set up, because it is a Saproling. I think I'm gonna go for Innkeeper's Talent. Lion Umbra instead. Swiggity swag. It's a big Tumblewag. The Death Touch would kill the Tumblewag, but instead that destroys the aura here. They did get a land. They could go for Virtue. They could replay the Frog. They could also just, like, Aftermath Analyst and ramp. I think they're going to start, yeah, see if they can draw another land off the Fabled Passage. Access Tunnel, I currently have too big of a Tumblewag for it. I'm still gonna name Saproling just to make it a Saproling here. Put all the counters onto the Wag. Swing in. Kind of hoping they block so I can make, like, the hugest Roaming Throne anyone's ever seen. Good. We put all those counters onto Ozolith, and then we can move them onto the Roaming Throne. Or to Shroofus. Kind of depends. I guess they could destroy the Ozolith. Oh no! At least it had Ward 1, so it made them pay a little more. That's so tragic. Also, Vraska can kill Shroofus if I get a 5th land. They're going Spelunkin. That will bring in their lands untapped from Aftermath Analyst. I was really hoping to get a land there. Bigger, more roaming, more throning. Goodbye, Vraska. So we'll let them replay all those lands from the graveyard. Refill in the grave, getting more treasures. Also giving them a great use for frogging. Since Spelunking's bringing these in untapped, they can do the Overlook instead of, like, the Pain lands. Or even Fabled Passage. Okay, so there's actually a trick here. I think they did put on full control, but they didn't do it. All right, so If you have Dryad of the Elysian Grove in play, and you play Riveteer's Overlook, you can actually tap it for mana before it sacrifices itself. I know that's like a weird cheeky trick, but it does work. Larry, thank you so much for the 5-month resub. 5 months of fun, shiny cardboard slinging. 5 months of roaming and throning. I've only had Roaming Throne for 1 year, but it is still the greatest of cards. Next turn, since I think they'll play Virtue, they can just keep looping this Aftermath Analyst, even blocking with it. I'm still sad that I don't have all those counters to move on to the throne. Would have been beautiful. Yep, that's a lot of mana. Why are you using all the treasures for it? Oh, are you playing the frog? I guess you could play the frog first. Frog champ. Lets you play an additional land this turn, too. An additional land. I've already played one with the Dryad, I think. More. More! Please more? I have 4 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lands. Are you gonna destroy my throne? It has Ward 3. No! Ugh, they dragged my Innkeeper's talent. This is going to draw them a card in the end step. Yeah, well, that's not lands. Ha! A land! But you've never seen one of these before. Shroofus, get him! I'm just gonna trade with the Gitrog monster, I think. They have enough mana to play it again. No! They let it hit! Am I about to get Gitrog massacred? Or massacre wormed? Or toxic deluged? Man, Freya, thank you for the 49-month resub. Well, Gitrog monster. What's it gonna be? You let the Roaming Throne hit. It is a Saproling. I named Saproling on it. That's why I didn't write Brushwag on it. They are gaining life. They are drawing cards. They are getting loads of mana. They're still not doing the full control trick because I don't think they are worried about having enough mana. They'll run out of basics in their deck eventually. Eventually. Not anytime soon. And they're drawing cards. They are bajukaing my bog. Again. My graveyard has been exiled twice. Well, Mr. Froggy. Okay, it's Massacre Worm. And we lose the game! GG, Gitrog monster. At least I tried. I got 1 Shroofus trigger. Died to a worm. Yarok the Desecrated. Yarok is a Sultai Enter the Battlefield commander, and it has access to some really great Enter the Battlefield-based removal. Thankfully, turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Shroofus, we can protect it with the Gaia's Gift, Overprotect, and Audacity. But kind of a pipe dream here. Doesn't matter. Gonna try it anyway. We go first, and that's always a good sign. Playing Shroofus. Now, if Shroofus gets killed, that That's what happens. But maybe they don't know to fear the Shroofus. And Shroofus will live forever. Yeah, if you have multiple opponents, Shroofus has the advantage of you can attack different people, and people are also a lot less likely to build their deck around, like, just removing something. I think I will go for a 4 mana to work with here. Sylvan Anthem. Swinging in with Shroofus. Do you block? Now I can overprotect to go for maximum green here, and that's what I'm going to do. We get to scry. I'm gonna look for something. Metallic Mimic actually is kind of sweet next turn. Yeah, I want the Mimic. I want the Mimic. I still want the Mimic. I want them. Yes, I still want the Mimic. They have revealed a phantasmal image. You know what they could do with that off their bob? They could make their very own Shroofus Sproutsire. By God. The most powerful card in all of Magic the Gathering. They could make 2 bobs? They could make 2 bobs. No! No! Let me raise the Shroof once more. GG, Yarok. Rowan, Scion of War. The more life they lose in a turn, the bigger the discount they can give to their black and red spells. Rowan is a bit explosive, but also high risk. I'm going to also play a little high risk into a black-red deck that I am sure is going to be able to, you know, play some removal to go for that turn 2 Shroofus, because on the play, that's the way to do it. You're going to notice a lot of these games that's just, how fast can I Shroof? As fast as possible, please. Rip Shroofus. But I have tried. Grazer first, try to get that mana into play, and then a Tenacious Pup to set up for a buff onto Shroofus, or Tendershoot Spry it. The Tendershoot Dryad next turn, probably Shroofus, though. Spruefus with the Hoofus. I do have Hoof in this deck. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, though. Shroofus gets a minor buff. We'll play Mox Amber and the Boseiju. We're gonna be oofing and shroofing. I have the City's Blessing, so like Tendershoot will give +3/+3. Oh, it's Crag! Hey, where's your paying life stuff? Don't. It's just a little... It's just a little guy. They could just attack in. Fine. Tendershoot Dryad. And I'll swing in for 1. We get a 3/3. Well, it's a 1/1, but it's getting +2/+2. They have paid 1 life. I wonder if this will be a big discounts turn. If they want to, they could play a Virtue, I think. Sorin Markup! Don't you dare do 2 damage to my tendies. He dares. Oh, he dares. Take 4 again. Sorin will be able to just kind of blast my Shroofus. Or my Mimic. Or anyone else. I think I'd go for Doubling Season. If I get a land, I can play Shroofus. If this deals a damage, I will get 2 more Saplings. They have made me lose 8 life off the -3. Can you kill me this turn? Perhaps? Is this a crackle with power? I don't know. I see them selecting targets. Yeah, I don't like that they're counting. Oh, it's Goldie! Goldspan Dragon. I am going to sacrifice the Graveser to prevent 4 damage to my face. Big oof. They have left mana up. Don't love that. Here comes Shroofus. This is only if I'm dealing damage to a player. I'm gonna take out Soren. Swing the one sapling at your foot. Don't hurt. He's just a little guy. Use your castle activate, draw a card. Yeah, you love draw card. And I get 2 entire 1/1s. That's right. I can use those to block. Okay, I have 3 life left. But wait. Oh! If I had drawn Tamio's Protection, I could have gained enough life to survive. Half the cards in my deck, and it wasn't one of them. Breya Ethereum Shaper, able to sacrifice artifacts to deal damage, kill creatures, and just kind of win the game. It's very good, and it comes with its own artifact and is an artifact to sacrifice. I have a turn 0 Leyline Axe here, which is mostly just cute, but also gives me the potential to equip Shroofus and make him into the most powerful sapling everyone's ever seen. Also can hit twice in a turn for bonus points. Behold, Shroofus. Now, as I said before, Breya is herself removal, but they're probably running lots of other removal in the deck. Because why not? Being as if I played the new Zelda game, the one on Switch where you play as Zelda, I have not. It looked cute, but it also looked kind of like a short game, and I don't know. I like when Zelda games take over my life. Last casket on Shroofus. I will not. Not send that back to the command zone because I can free him. If they have like a tail's end here, like, okay, I accept this. Shroofus under glass. I'm sad that they're not using the Fox in a Box glass casket. Ooh, that is a impact tremors. Free him! Shroofus a la mode. It would trade, but I would get 1 sapling. I'm just gonna, like, let him chill here for a sec. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. He do know nothing. Just trying to be mana efficient. Your commander's removal. You don't need other removal. Okay. Fabrication Foundry. Can only be used for artifacts. Oh, Shroofus doesn't look goofy at all. He looks really serious. Like, really serious. Do you block? They can prevent the first 3. Take the second 3, and we're gonna get 3 2/2s. That gets me a bunch of scries here. Audacity is fine if not removal. But with this double strike, I don't want to keep it. Maybe I want a protective spell. Or a land for Return to Wild Speaker. I think I probably want a land for Return to Wild Speaker. Since when did they add Breya into Arena? She had a reprint with the art I don't like as much. She looks like she has too much of a body in this. I like when she's hollow looking. She was in Modern Horizons 3. Added her into Arena. Also, she was just in the set. Holla Holla gets Sprawler. We want to play the Champion of Lambholt before going in for combat damage. It's a little sussy that they did not play their commander. She did get reprinted as a Secret Lair card, I believe. Already got the 5 mana. Secret Lair card for Nukapena. They couldn't play it. Oh, they don't have all the colors. You're right, because these are both white. That's fine with me. Next turn, I have a potential lethal off Return of the Wild Speaker, not having to replay Shroofus. She just thought it was a woman in a coat. If you look at Breya's other art, you can, like, very much see she has, like, no torso. It's really cool. It's, like, all filigree. Oh, and we win! Nice. Another victory for Shroofus. Pride of Hull Clade. This is a big booty commander. I don't have turn 1 ramp here, nor do I have turn 1 ramp here. There we go. And I sort of have another land. Not too bad. I'm going to drop... They're going to have big booties. But I think I could probably get bigger than them. I'm also thinking about dropping the Mimic. Because I have the Scythe Cat as like a better 2. Yeah. Step 1. We played a cat. Well, step 1, we get the Shroofus. But then we use the cat to buff the Shroof. We could also use the Mimic to buff the Shroof, but like... Ooh. I'm like tempted to just pop down the cat here. Nah, Shroofus. I'm gonna go for it. They have blue and green. That's why I was thinking like, this is more likely to get countered. Didn't. That's good. I like when Shroofus isn't countered. By the way, if they deal damage with something, they can activate this ability and just draw a ton of cards. Step 1, Scythe Cat. Meow. We put a counter onto Shroofus, then double the number of counters on Shroofus, which is just one more counter here, but still pretty nice. And then we got the boots for the unblock ability. The way I see it is like they're gonna have big booties. I'm not gonna be able to attack through them very easily, but the boots will help. That's why I kept them. Armored Scrapgorger eats up things in the graveyard. Triskaidekaphile, they now have a 1 mana 2/15. Make my Shroofus grow! Boop. Let's go, Shroofus. Let's go, Shroofus! Pride of Hull Clade for a grand total of 1 mana. They have enough mana to activate the ability, but I can pretty easily block. Hey, Triskaidekaphile. Oh, they're bouncing Shroofus back into hand. Ah, dang it. And taking an extra turn. At least I have all these 1/1s. Phase Dolphin. Okay. Can make things unblockable. I'm gonna lead with Allosaurus Shepherd. Wait, no. Are you equipped too? I'm afraid no counter spells. Please don't get countered. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, this is more damage, but I'm putting it on the Saproling because this gets me the trigger. And we get another Saproling. Let's go. One by one. That's 4 mana. Pride of Hull Clade. Getting ready for a big attack. So they can draw, draw 15. So I can't do anything about that. The Crocodile Elk Turtle is going to draw 15 cards. Just look at him go! Hand size, infinite. Cards in hand. All of them. 18 cards. 69 remaining in the library. It's fine. They won't get any good cards out of that. They definitely won't have another extra turn spell. They almost certainly have more extra turn spells. If they're playing Karn's Temporal Sundering, they have more. That's really Caretaker. They're going to go for the Triskaidekaphile win. Remember, they need to have exactly 13 for Triskaidekaphile. 16? That's what they currently have? Too many. 15? Okay, well, now you're kind of scaring me a little bit there. You got 2 more 1-cost things. I mean, you actually have nicked those. You have 4 mana. 14? Hey, listen. No. Well, at least they won in, like, the coolest way possible, right? Because at the start of their next upkeep, you can count it yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards in hand. Ma'am. Okay. Win the game. GG. Shroofus versus Shroofus. And we go first. Shroofus Sproutsire. You know what he's doing, because we're playing the same guy. Are you ready for the Shroof off? Are you ready to raise the Shroof? They're saying, hey. This person deserves a kisses. 1 second. Kisses. Popcorn. And Evil Raccoon. Shroofus Sproutsire. I can tell that this isn't my deck list. This is not somebody who's watching my stream because I don't have this in my deck. You made Shroofus bigger, but he's no longer a Saproling and he no longer has abilities. Now, I do have ways to get rid of that in the deck, but do I have any of them now? No. I'll beat them to death with a giant elk. Yeah, I'm so very willing to do this. Sandstorm Salvager. It buffs up all of your tokens. You can give them trample. Cool. Keep on at it, Shroofus. No, you want a double block, right? No? Okay. Hey, that makes a sapperling. Look, it's a little guy. My turn. Okay. Gotta go for some protections. Buffing you. Buffing you. Swinging in with the big Shroofus. I'll take it. Oh, Shroofus has been freed! Long live the king! All hail the Shroof. All hail the Shroof. Elk jail, blame Oko. He's free now. Oh, ooh, okay. Hi, Nissa. No! My doubling season! Shroofus. Shroofus with a counter. Bristly Bill's gonna learn how to fly. Out of the way, Nissa. It's a flying cactus. Isn't he great? Would you like to play Shroofus? You can play Shroofus and buff the sapperling. I won't trade. Well, that's also a sapperling. Something notable is that there are no other sapperlings in the game. It's just that. Doubling season. It's just like shapeshifters. Beefing up the Shroof. Zareth San X equals 1. Or I could move this over. Guaranteed hit versus not guaranteed hit in a potential trade. Nah, I want to see if I can mess him up with the trade. As Shroofus is the only card printed with sapperling as its type. Still gonna go for the X equals 1 to kill all of these. Bristly Bill just doing great face tip. Shroofus, come on. Shroofus, sweetie, come on. Now you can hit me with Shroofus. How big can you make your Shroofus this turn? Pretty big! No! No! My cool stuff! Curse you, Shroofus. Now I'm gonna have to double counters the old-fashioned way. With Bristly Billium. Actually, very fine with me. Alright, we swing in. I'm not even gonna wait. Activate! Well, one of these has trample, one doesn't. Boom, boom, pow. You go to 1, and I make friends. Shroofus was so busy smooching. He's like, my son! And Banner of Kinship. So Banner of Kinship is a very awkward card in this deck because sometimes it's like a Craterhoof Behemoth. And other times, it does nothing. Because you only have, like, one sapperling in play. Is it cool? Is it a finisher? Yeah. But does it always go? That just makes me wish I had Coat of Arms. Let me benefit the opponent too. Good game, other Shroofus. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As I expected, Shroofus Sproutsire is not going to have the highest win rate. But I was able to take down some pretty strong commanders just by having early ramp, getting Shroofus big and buff, and snowballing out of control before my opponent could stop me. Shroofus definitely has some potential, but I think it's going to be a lot more fun at a commander table. And I will absolutely encourage you to live out your Shroofus dreams in EDH. In fact, I'm sure some of my viewers have already built paper Shroofus decks because they were very insistent on Shroofus being one of our builds for Jumpstart Foundations. And yay, it was pretty fun. I had around like a 45% win rate, so it's not like this is the worst deck. It's just, you know, vulnerable. It's a mono green Voltron in a format where 1-to-1 removal, just like kill spells, discard spells, things like that, are going to be very highly played because you need to be able to stop your opponent's game plan as well as execute your own. If you're looking for my deck list, though, it's in the description, and you can have a lot of fun with Shroofus. I would also say that this deck has a lot of like potential swaps that you can make. I'm running some general like mono green good stuff in this deck. You can even add more scales cards. You can add things that synergize more with the equipment. There's multiple ways that you can build Shroofus and get, you know, really cool stuff happening. So I'd love to see how you build Shroofus, and if any Shroofus decks will match up against me in the queue and manage to do what we did here, which is go crazy. I'd say the most important part about this deck, by the way, is the turn 1 ramp. You should run every piece of turn 1 ramp you can, excluding probably like Gilded Goose, because that's only one off, because being able to go turn 2 Shroofus gives you the best possible chance of making an army of Saprolings. Just trust me on this. You're gonna want your Elvis Mystics, your Delighted Halflings, your Birds of Paradise, your Boreal Grazers, all of these. You want all of them for Shroofus. It's gonna work. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.